Israel's military has urged residents in more than 20 towns in southern Lebanon to evacuate their homes immediately as Israel continues with its deadly airstrikes against Hezbollah. Nancy Hoyeck lives in Halifax, one of the 7,200 people of Lebanese descent living in Nova Scotia. Welcome. So nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Your family lives largely in the central Lebanon area. How are they doing?
They're doing well. Their spirits are well, but it's definitely like a very hard time for both them and me. I'm worried about them every day. They're trying to stay strong for me, I'm sure, but I know that every day can look different for them, and that's the hard part.
I gather they are not under direct attack at this point, but I would think that a lot of people don't feel too safe.
Exactly, right? Because if you're not under direct attack, the question is, will I still have the same resources I had before? Will I have access to healthcare if I needed it? If I needed to leave, can I move? You can't move freely in the country anymore. So, yeah, it's definitely hard times for them. Yeah.
You know, watching some of the imagery, and we have some of it on here now. It's difficult to watch, and you have to. For some people, I'm sure it's triggering. When you see it, and when you hear about the number of people who are being displaced, the evacuations that are happening, what do you know about what's happening on the ground there? Some of the efforts that are underway within the country.
It's definitely hard to see the footage. It's not something normal. I lived there for 20 years. This is not something anyone is used to. A lot of people are traumatized from it by just seeing it, let alone I can only imagine what people are going through being around that, from even whether or not it's close to them, even just the sounds or the imagery is just, it's a lot. However, fortunately, and it's been so heartwarming for me to see, is that even with so much terror, people have come together. Everyone I know is making any amount of effort they can to help people. Restaurants are giving out free meals. If people sell furniture, they're giving out free mattresses. People are giving out clothes. Like anyone, the whole community is coming together to help each other out. Whoever has a space, you'd see them sharing their numbers on Instagram. Call me, I could have a room for you. So everyone's trying the best they can, and everyone has really come together to help the community. That's the most heartwarming thing to see, yeah.
What are you seeing happening in the Lebanese community here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, broadly speaking?
Unfortunately, I've been quite frustrated, let alone disappointed, to see that hasn't been reflected in the community here. I haven't heard much from anybody talking about this, let alone even starting any sort of fundraiser, which I think in a time like this, after seeing 1 million people displaced, 2,000 people being killed, 90 essential workers being killed as well, like the least we can do is to help in any way we can, and not just sit there and witness the atrocities that are happening in our city and to our people. And so all I've seen so far is small initiatives. Me and my friends were planning a bake sale in the next couple of days. I know a friend of mine who's doing a Pilates class as a fundraiser, but we're really trying to do the best we can, and I really hope that others try to do the same.
You mentioned the fundraising there. You were telling me earlier that there's a huge volunteer effort in Lebanon. Firefighters, for example, a lot of cases, the Red Cross and so on. So I'm thinking by your actions and by your suggestions that money is something that might help.
Of course, yeah, certainly. And unfortunately, most of the people who work as essential workers in Lebanon, whether they're firefighters or in the Red Cross, predominantly they are volunteers. And so most of their equipment and like the everything they need to function is also done on either a donation basis or through funds. And I'm pretty sure they need all the support they can get. So if people are interested to help, they should definitely donate to the Lebanese Red Cross, for sure.
Is the world paying attention to this conflict to the degree that you think it should be?
They could be paying attention to the conflict, but what causes me a lot of sadness is also the narrative to which it is being discussed, and how the civilian lives that are being lost are being disregarded left and right. Seeing 6 buildings being leveled is not something that should be normalized. a million civilians being displaced, a million people being displaced is not something that should be normalized. Hearing about these insane bombs falling on a city that has 2 million people is not something that should be normalized. And I don't think there is enough emphasis on how this is affecting civilian lives, let alone like everyone in the country. So I just hope that the narrative would highlight that more than anything else. Yeah.
And we'll leave things on that important note. Nancy Hoyeck, thank you very much.
Thank you.